Bo Bichette is here. Derek Jeter, David Ortiz, Alex Rodriguez. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Bo, congrats on the win. And let's just start with Trey, man. I mean, it is really an amazing story. Kid made his debut 6 weeks ago. He was an A-ball earlier. How did he have the poise to do what he did tonight on the road at Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, man, it's special to watch. Obviously, the stuff is incredible, but the maturity to be able to handle these moments is unbelievable. So it was a special thing to watch today.
Following up on Kevin's question, this young man, it was a historic performance tonight. We talked about it. He could be a senior in college. But what is it about his personality, his work ethic, that the fans don't know that make him deliver this type of performance on this stage?
Yeah, I mean, man, I think he's ultra confident, but you never hear him in the clubhouse, which is, I think says something about him. He comes here to work and try and help us win. And, yeah, it's just, I can't say enough good things about his performance today.
Bo, congratulations, buddy. I got to go back to that 18-inning game that y'all played the other day. You guys ended up losing that game. And you guys have bounced back and whooped them for the past couple of nights. I want you to tell me, you role as a leader in the ball club. What was like after that one game that motivated you guys to do what you guys have been done the past couple of nights?
I mean, that was a great game. Tough loss, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, we got no choice but to show up the next day and play hard and try to win. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a loss, and I think that's how we handled it.
Now, this is a personal question for you. How hard was it for you to watch the division series, the ALCS, and how bad were you itching to get on that roster to play here in the World Series?
Yeah, man. I mean, this is probably the most difficult challenge in my life, to be honest. I mean, this is what I've dreamed of, to have an opportunity to be a part of a run like this, with this organization, with some really good friends, and all that stuff's in the past, man. I'm just grateful to be here.
Where does this approach come from? I mean, when it comes to hitting, you guys have the rare combination of contact and power. Big double for you last night. You went the other way. We were all talking, admiring. You get a 3-1 count, you get a fastball, you go a little inside out for an RBI. Tell me where that comes from, and why does that make you guys so much better?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just want to be the toughest outs we can possibly be. I think there's a lot that goes with that. I think there's opportunities to go for it at times, and there's opportunities where you need to drive a run in and play small ball, whatever that is. And I think the biggest thing is we're just a team. We're a team, man. We're doing everything we can to win.
Bo, I play with a guy named Manny Ramirez, who we used to feed each other with information. We talk about pitchers, how we're gonna approach it. What it's like to play with a guy like Vladimir Guerrero?
Yeah, that's my brother, man. I've been with him for almost 10 years now. We've gone through everything together, and I definitely learned a lot from him. And we talk about hitting all the time. So, and Manny's one of my favorite hitters. I've learned a lot watching him. But yeah, no, Vladdy's amazing, and I mean, there's so many great hitters in that clubhouse.
Bo, with George, being out and obviously hurt himself the other night, what's been the talk without him? Obviously, you guys have such a deep lineup and you're so consistent top to bottom. But when you lose a big bat like that and don't know if he's available, how have you guys been able to handle that and weather the storm without him?
Yeah, I mean, we just believe in each other. I mean, they turned the page when I wasn't in there. So I guess it was, we just had to turn the page and next man up. And I think that's what makes this group so special.
And for you, look, we all know up here, you play baseball every day for a reason, right? You got to keep your timing. Sitting out that long, what's impressed me the most is how quickly you've adjusted. Did it take you a while to get your timing back, or every game do you feel better and better?
I've spent a lot of times over the years trying to perfect what I do. So I knew that if my swing was in a good spot, I'd have an opportunity to come out here and compete at a high level. I also prepared myself to come in here and know that there would be some at-bats that didn't feel great, and just prepare myself that what I can do is I can come out here and compete, and I can make adjustments, and that's just what I'm trying to do.
Keep it up,
Bo,
man.
just so you know, man, I'm the only one here who picked you guys to whoop the Dodgers tonight. None of this bird did it right here.
First of all, he picked you guys to win just so he could get in the country.
Maybe.
He had some
Who
issues
knows?
at customs, man.
But listen, I'm going to hand you something to you so you can give to my man Dante at the house. This gonna bring you home to the promised land. my big Tao teacher.
Beautiful. I'll take that. I know Barger didn't, but I'll take that.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
That's, hey, tell him to put.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Good luck, man. Let's go.
Hey, well, I'm gonna say Vlad took
Word
it
that
at
you
home
win
the
the
next
World
night, so
Series.
you're in good hands with the shirt.
I'm taking
I know you like to go naked inside. Word that you in the World Series.
Bo, congrats, man. Great to have you back,
Great
and
job.
we'll see you at the
Congrats.
Rogers Center, right? An unbelievable starting pitching performance, which we're about to get into. Derek Jeter is here. David Ortiz is here. Alex Rodriguez, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. And Trey Yesavage did things tonight that no other rookie has done in a postseason. He set the rookie record for strikeouts in a World Series game. Also, multiple 10 strikeout games in a postseason, a rookie record. He was historic tonight, Alex, and I think most importantly, he never looked or felt like he was not in total control.
You're exactly right, Kevin. I don't know what was more impressive, fellas, his perfect performance tonight or his James Bond's, he has ice in his veins. It really is incredible. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it because we thought he was going to be better than today, but not at this level. And tonight, Papi, we asked for him to pitch at all 4 quadrants, the split, the slider, and the fastball. And he had 30 splits, over 10 in his last start, 12 strikeouts, 6 in the split and 6 on the slider.
His split was majestic tonight. I mean, he was throwing the split with that confidence level at any time. I mean, he don't care. I mean, watch this guy right here. Bam! He was just pounding the strike zone. Like, it's either you swing and miss or you're going to go back to the bench and sit down because it's going to be a strike regardless. I mean, this guy was dominating the strike zone. And like we talk about in the pregame, he was left, right, north, south, more south than north because he know that this guy can drive the high fastball or the high split if he hang it. This guy was absolutely under control tonight, and he struck out 12 Dodgers.
Yeah, we thought it was impressive with what he did against the Yankees, right? This was even more impressive doing it in the World Series on this stage. He's got poise, he's got confidence, but on top of all that, he has great stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he is nasty. We're seeing some of the swings from the Dodgers. They look completely fooled, and like we said, this is her second time facing them. So I think coming into this series, Kevin, we were talking about it, the storyline was the Los Angeles Dodgers pitching against the Jays. Well, it's been the Jays pitching that has stepped up, and they've been the story up until this point.
When you talk about a team facing a pitcher for the second time in just a matter of 5 days, advantage usually goes to the offense because the more you see a pitcher, the more chances you get. This kid not only did better, but he was at an all-time, maybe his best start of his career. But what he isn't a rock thrower. He is an actual pitcher. And he's not doing it with 100. He's adding and subtracting. He only threw 29 fastballs today, but he pitched not like a 22-year-old, but like a 32-year-old. Incredibly impressive.
It's interesting. So he struck out 6 on his slider, 6 on his splitter. Papi, we were watching obviously all together, and you said at one point, like, wow, he missed that pitch by 2 feet.
Yeah. He was. I mean, batters look kind of confused with him. When you miss a pitch by a foot like that, that means you're not seeing the ball right. I mean, this guy, he was absolutely under control. Look at how batters are missing those pitches. I mean, it's ridiculous the way he was burying that splitter. I mean, I would say this. The Blue Jays earned themselves another ace in their rotation because this kid, pitching able at the beginning of this season and performing at this level here at Dodger Stadium against one of the best offensively team is out of control, guys.
Almost looked like he was throwing a knuckleball if you didn't know, if you were just watching. That's how bad Dodgers hitters were swinging and missing.
Well, we were up in the green room saying, Kevin, you were saying, was that a slider or split? And I was trying to guess because of the speed. But when you're watching and you don't know if it's a fastball, a slider, or a split, he had us dizzy. Imagine, and he was obviously had those Dodgers. We were looking at each other and some of those great hitters looking really, really bad. And we're going, holy smokes, we're seeing something pretty special here.
It's amazing. So, there's a lot amazing about it, okay? But he had 3 hits allowed. 2 of them were infield hits by Teoscar Hernandez. So he allowed a home run to Kike Hernandez and literally nothing else. And then you think, yes, he made his major league debut 6 weeks ago. He started this season in A-ball, and look at this. Strikeouts by level. Okay, he's got more strikeouts in the postseason this year than he did in the regular season and in some levels that he stopped at along the way. Draft pick in 2024, who has risen up the ranks to be an absolute World Series postseason hero for the Blue Jays. You know, we were all watching in that first inning, Derek, and after the first, and I guess actually it was after the second, that's when he struck out the side, we all kind of looked and said, well, I guess the moment's not too big for him, because we had mentioned this was his first road playoff start. You
know when I first noticed that he was very comfortable, there was a comebacker to the plate. He caught the comebacker, bobbled it, and then it was like nonchalant, just flipped it to first base. Like this, the moment, you knew the moment at that point wasn't going to overwhelm him. So, man, what a job, man. What a job.
For people at home that don't understand, this kid, he was pitching A-ball this year, and he's pitching in the World Series. You have no idea how hard that is. But the one thing that I had noticed about him, his mound presence is absolutely in another level, especially for the kid that's starting A-ball. Facing the Los Angeles Dodgers here at their stadium and performing the way he did tonight, wow.
And one of the most impressive stats for me that shows a little bit about how cool, calm, and collected Yesavage was tonight is no walks. 0 walks, which with a young pitcher or any pitcher, you're usually going to have 1 or 2 walks. Either you're trying to pitch around someone, being strategic, you're trying to land on a certain guy you have a better matchup with, but no walks in this ballpark with 55,000 people. Wow.
I mean, it's just so good what he was able to do.
But excuse me, Kevin, I'm sorry that I interrupt you, but you went from A-ball to the big league. I want you to explain people how hard it is to escalate from A-ball to the big league and perform at that level.
Well, I think the difference is like an Atlantic Ocean. It's not a lake. It's not. It's just a different level, and I sucked at it, Papi. So that's why I can speak about it. I got demoted 5 times in 1 year. The adjustment is just so big. And Papi, I don't think we're doing a good enough articulating how hard it is. But trust me when I tell you, to be at this level in the World Series is nothing less but a miraculous performance.
And I think we're also talking about this. I think it may actually be helping him a little bit as well. And the reason why I say it is you're playing in the World Series. Most players wait a long time in their career. There's a buildup to we finally made it to the World Series. A couple months ago, he was in A-ball. Now, all of a sudden, he's on the mound at Dodger Stadium. So it's like everything's happening so fast that maybe after the World Series is over, he's going to look back and say, wow, what did I just do? You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what is different. One thing for the fans at home, when you're in A-ball, you drink chicken noodle soup with crackers and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Here in Hollywood, he's eating caviar and champagne. And by the way, I just want to, again, as a parent, because the 4 of us are parents, isn't it great to see those parents, both Yesavage parents? They were so proud. They were so happy. It was such a great moment. And it happened here in Hollywood.
Yeah, and you know, I think Blake Snell pitched a really great ball game for the Dodgers. His line maybe doesn't look as good because he got charged with runs when he came out, but he was awesome. But it was the Blue Jays who kind of ambushed him before you even blinked. 3 pitches in, it was 2-0 Toronto, and big part of that is Davis Schneider, who was leading off, and now it's time with our Tom Verducci.
Thanks, KB. Davis, you gave us your best George Springer impersonation leading off the game. Tell me what you were thinking preparing for that first at bat, and then what it felt like when you saw the ball go over the wall for your first postseason home run.
Yeah, I mean, Snell's a great pitcher. He has a lot of good stuff. I mean, leading off a game is kind of different. He might groove a fastball down right down the middle, and you know, it was kind of up and in where I kind of struggled with, but you know, I was kind of sitting fastball and didn't miss it.
Your 22-year-old pitcher struck out more batters in a World Series game than any rookie in history. What impressed you most about Trey Yesavage?
Just his demeanor on the mound. I feel like he's been here for 15-year veteran, you know. He knows he's good and he has the stuff to do it, and you know, he's confident on the mound. And it's not just Trey, but we got a bunch of dogs in our starting rotation, and you know, but Trey deserves it. He's one of a kind, works hard, and you know, he's going to be a future star.
Davis, as a ball player, you're allowed to dream but taught to take it 1 game at a time. This is one time when those 2 ideas match up perfectly. 1 game to win the World Series in Toronto in Game 6. What can we expect?
We're going to give it all. I mean, every game we go out there, give it 100%. That's all we really do every single day, no matter the outcome. We're going to give 100%, and it's going to be no different on Friday.
Thanks so much. Congratulations.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Back to you,
All right, Davis, Tom, thank you so much. Here is a comparison of offense. Innings with multiple runs. Blue Jays have 10 more, 3+ hits. Blue Jays have 8 more. Their offense is just better. And for a lot of this, hasn't been particularly close. And I think the consistent approach hasn't changed. We started the pregame, Derek, asking if you're confident in this Blue Jays offense going forward. You said yes. They kind of backed you up tonight with the exact same way they always play.
They're tough to deal with, man. They really are tough to deal with. Going back to even when Yamamoto was pitching and everyone was all over me because I said he wouldn't pitch a complete game. The reason why is because this team is deep. They have quality at bats. They work counts. They put the ball in play. They draw their walks. They don't try to do too much. They move runners over. They get them in. They hit home runs. They do everything. And it's really tough to pitch to them because every single person in that lineup is capable of getting on base. And that's what gives pitchers problems, is when they're going from the stretch. You know, that's when you have the big innings.
They don't strike out. They don't strike out. They can be facing whoever. They don't strike out. They put the ball in play. And for you guys to know, per game, at least 7+ batter get hit per game during this playoff. I mean, this Blue Jays offense, now we understand why they were so good during the whole regular season. They were pitcher out. They don't care if you have the best pitching staff. They're going to make you work. And they have beat Snell twice. Right. That's hard to think of. Yeah. One of the best pitchers in the whole league got beat twice by the Blue Jays this playoff.
Papi, that's a great point. I didn't even think about it. You beat them twice, one of the best pitchers in the entire game, twice in 1 week, not in 1 year. But look, they're stubborn, they're gritty. We said it all already this month, but just to be a little bit more repetitive, one of the things I'll tell you is you give them a little finger, they'll take the whole arm. You know, they get a walk, they'll go first to third. Wild pitch, goes a few feet, they're at second. Barger advanced 2 bases without a hit. And then the pass ball, which was in a wild pitch, he scored on a wild pitch, and that made it the 4th run. But it's not just the home runs, it's the contact and the foul balls. And, you know, in game 1 or 2, they had 39 foul balls, 18 with 2 strikes. You just wear a team down, man. They're like the Everlast punching bag. You punch them, they just go, and they just keep getting back up. They keep getting back up. Really impressive.
Really amazing. I mean, it's, you know, you get 3 pitches in, it's 2-0, and you're like, oh, how did that happen, right? A couple home runs, and they did the rest. Damage, as they always do. There is Savage with the parents fired up. What a moment for the kid. 22 years old and an absolute gem. A 3-hitter, 7 innings, 12 strikeout performance. Has the Blue Jays on the brink for the first World Series title since 1993. And now it's the Dodgers who find themselves in a tough spot with manager Dave Roberts.
I think that there's a fight in there. There's a compete that I think there's more in there. I know there's more in there. You know, we've won 2 games in a row, but again, it just comes down to 1 game. So I think that we've been in a lot of elimination games, and we found a way to come to the other side, get on to the other side. So I expect Yamamoto to throw well, but you know, we still got to take good at bats and play, catch the baseball, convert outs, and we play a good, clean game. I feel good about our chances.
And for that to happen, I think the Dodgers have to start to hit. You know, think about their World Series title last year. They started out at home, went on the road, were up 2, and felt good, and obviously finished at a Yankee Stadium. This is a little different. They're going to go on the road now to Toronto, and they're down 3-2. And their offense, you know, it really hasn't hit, Alex, since the wild card against the Reds. They've been quiet. They haven't needed it because the starting pitching has dominated the playoffs, but now they're against a team where they've needed it.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is a great team from top to bottom. 1 through 26, they have the best roster in baseball. But, Papi, you've been preaching all October. This is a game that you have to prove yourself every single day. And right now, they're in a funk, and they got to get out of it soon because they're running out of time. But look, a few numbers jump out to me that tells me how much they're struggling. Their first 4 hitters, right? 4 for 30 the last 2 games with 11 Ks. At the same time, the Jays are hitting .324 with 6 extra base hits. But the number that jumps off the page, fellas, and you know this, when you walk, it doesn't get a stat, but you feel good. You're seeing pitches. There's a residual, only 1 walk tonight. They're trying to hit themselves out of the slump. Sometimes you got to let the game come to you, but here's the thing that concerns me, Kevin, and this is a real thing. For the first time, I'm concerned for the Dodgers because I saw some body language out there today that I didn't like. I saw Mookie get his head down. I saw Dave Roberts' reaction.
I agree with you.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt,
yeah.
but just turn around and look what's going on right now. You just have to appreciate greatness It's the last time Clayton Kershaw is going to be on that mound that he's owned for years.
Absolutely. I mean, he's one of the greatest that ever played the game, and he definitely appreciate everyone who work around here. I mean, those are workers, guys that take care of the infield, and I'm pretty sure he's just showing them love because he has been around for so many years here, and these are the people that take care of you right there, Kevin.
Papi, I just talked to him right before we came on set, and I said that the four of us were so excited for him and that we were nervous for him. And he goes, nervous? I was nervous. And my wife up there was even more nervous with the family. He's just a tremendous ambassador of the game, and thank you for all the great times he's given us.
Absolutely. But going back to the subject, they collapse offensively that the Dodgers have. Nobody would ever imagine that a lineup like that will fail like the way they have. But I tell you what, if I am the Blue Jay, I would not pitch to Ohtani at all the rest of the series, because it seems like when he hit, they go. When he don't hit, they don't go. Somebody else on the lineup need to step in and take care of business before it get to be too late.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Kersh with his family over there, and you know, the thing is, we've all been there when you know you're playing your last game in your home stadium, and it can be emotional, right? And it's awesome that he gets to go out here, spend this last moment with his family. Next time he's on that mound, he'll be throwing out the first pitch. Yeah, probably opening day.
You're right.
He'll be sitting right there next to Sandy Koufax.
That's right.
What do you think? What do you think he's feeling right now? I mean, obviously the Dodgers a little bit of trouble. They're going to go north to Toronto Game 6, and love to get a World Series and another one for this team. Don't know if he's going to pitch again in this World Series. We'll see about that. But you're leaving this place, and you can't stay here for too long. You're going to get on a plane and go to Toronto soon. There's business at hand, but so many memories and so many years here, and you kind of, once you cross that line, once he crosses that line this last time, it's the end of it.
Probably didn't hit him yet.
No.
Probably didn't hit him yet. It'll hit him when the season's over with.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it's a family moment. He's spending it with his family. He's taking pictures, took pictures with the grounds crew. Said a lot of thank yous to people that you're not going to see again while you're playing in uniform. But I'm pretty sure it hasn't hit him yet, because he's still got the focus and the mentality of they're still trying to win a World Series. We talk about Toronto needs one win. They need two.
That's right. That's right. They're not done yet, Kevin. But I tell you, one of the reasons why I don't think it has hit him yet is because the whole crowd here in this stadium, it's not here. And that's one of the things that kind of hit you when you had to wave to them. Because I remember my last game that I played at Fenway.
Good point.
We were playing, we did a playoff, I think it was with the Blue Jays. They eliminated us. I went in because we were hitting, obviously, and I went inside the clubhouse, but the whole crowd started calling me. And when I came out, and I stepped on that mount, and I started waving at everybody, emotions start flying everywhere, because it's the last time. It's your last ride, as a player. And I'm pretty sure at some point it will hit him.
Yeah, I agree with what my guy said right here. I mean, I think it's a mixed bag, Kevin, when you think about it. I mean, it's hard to believe after so many memories, so many records, championship, that this is the last time he's going to be on this field as an active roster player. I'm sure he'll be part of the Dodger organization forever and ever. The other thing that I thought was cool, besides sharing this moment with the fans and the crowd, again, Sandy Koufax, the two most important pitchers in the history of the franchise. One is 89 years old that looks like he's 75. And, Kershaw's a young man at 37. He's had his whole life ahead of him. But sharing this moment with his family is something that this is the first farewell. But he did have an iconic ending with that terrific out he got with the base loaded to save the game 3.
Yeah, we'll see if he pitches again in this series. Obviously, who knows that anything can happen in these last two games, but absorbing his final moment as a player here on that Dodger Stadium infield and mound, where he had so many great memories and wins and strikeouts. But for now, he knows his Dodger team going north of the border, down 3-2 in this World Series. This night belonged to Trey Yesavage, who was sensational. I mean, 12 strikeouts, 3-hit performance, 7 innings, untouchable stuff. And puts the Blue Jays 1 win away from a World Series title for the first time since 1993. How about the manager, John Schneider? What did he think about his 22-year-old rookie's performance tonight?
What do you make of what Trey did on the mound today?
He was pretty good. Historic stuff. You know what I mean? When you talk about that stage and his numbers, getting ahead of a lot of hitters, tons of swing and miss. You know, it's one thing to be in the zone, and it's another thing to be in the zone and get some swing and miss. So slider and split were electric. You know, I said it before the game. It's a different pitcher when he has his stuff. You know, game one didn't have a feel for his split, so kind of blown away at what he did.
When you go into this game, you attack a lane, and our lane today was up against Yesavage, and it was just a complete 180 from game one. His command was pinpoint tonight. We were fighting that lane, and he was still getting the slider and splitter down below the zone for strikes, and that was the difference from game one. He had a lot of non-competitive misses in game one, and today he didn't have that. And credit to him, that was a really good game pitched by him and Sir Anthony and Jeff, and you know, baseball is a hard game, and it's been hard for us the last 2 days, but like we said, we've been in this situation before like we were last year, and we can do it again.
Well, it is historic. He had a lot of records tonight. How about this? Most strikeouts by a rookie in a World Series game. Tonight topped Don Newcomb. Look at the dates of everyone else on this list, okay? You're talking Don was the latest in 1949. It's 06 and 1931. This is something that has not been done in a very long time. I mean, you can't say enough about what the kid did. We tell his story. It's amazing. Started the season in A-ball. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like playing tennis with your buddy, and the next thing you know, you're taking on Djokovic, basically. He's faced. Just incredible. And so now it leads back to Toronto with a pitching matchup. And you would think the pitching matchup would lean towards Dodgerville, right? With Yamamoto, who threw a complete game in game number 2, is back-to-back complete games now. But Gausman's been pretty darn good in the playoffs, too, and he was good in that game, just not better than Yamamoto. So we'll give a little look into our crystal ball. Alex, what do you think? What do you expect from game 6?
Well, it's hard for Yamamoto to be any better, but he needs to continue his excellence in his Oral Hershiser impersonation. And that's what it's going to take, because he has very, very little room to operate with the way this Dodger offense is going. He's going to have to, I don't know if complete game, but he's going to have to give 7 or 8 and keep them under 3 runs, because at the end of the day, you can't expect the Dodgers.
You don't know about a complete game? Is that what you're saying?
It's going to have to be something very, very, very strong.
I'll tell you what. You can have the best offense, and if you don't have good pitching, you're not going to win game. Mm-hmm. You can have the best pitching, and if you don't have good offense, you're not going to win game either. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they're going with Yamamoto, but they need to score runs.
That's it.
And that's the biggest issue. And they are facing Gausman.
Preach.
Gausman, he pitched a hollow game his last outing.
Did.
He is right on. And then you have Gausman coming in and performing the way he does, and all of a sudden you have the Blue Jays wearing your pitcher out or battling through Yamamoto. Who knows how long he's going to be going out there. It's going to be fun to watch.
We would anticipate it being a low-scoring game, right?
Mm-hmm. One would think.
I think both pitchers are going to do great. Both starters are going to do great. Mm-hmm. It's going to boil down to who executes on the offensive side. Both teams are going to come up in a situation to come up with a big hit, make a play. It's who executes is going to win this game. Pitching-wise, it's 2 number ones. So we're going to see what happens from the offensive side.
And, Kevin, if you're the Dodgers saying, I hope it changes a lot in Game 6, not really, because Gossage is supposed to be a better version, a 2.0 version of Yesavage. You're going to get fastballs up, splits down, and very little sliders. So be ready, because you're going to get a lot more of the ham and cheese sandwich they got today.
Oh, we got ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese again.
Ham and cheese for Gausman against
room service.
Yamamoto's facing the Piranhas. Al, you're full of them today. I like it.
All month, baby. You've had
a lot of great analogies, but today I think it's the top of the list. I feel it.
That's my favorite book, Ham and Cheese.
That's a book.
Wait, let's rewind. Who wrote it?
I have no idea. Dr. Zeus, I
think. There we go. Listen, Dodgers offense, they've struggled. There is no question about it. They've struggled. And Mookie Betts, among everyone who's struggled, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Let's hear from him after the game.
I can't put any I don't want to speak on anybody else, but for me personally, I've just been terrible. I've been terrible, and there's no. I wish it was from lack of effort. I really do, but it's not. So I don't have any answers.
Interesting. You gave your guy a pep talk for the game. You know what Mookie is. He's an MVP. He's one of the best there is. It's an interesting soundbite.
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. Maybe
It
a little,
hurts.
maybe confidence a little hit a little bit.
I know Mookie very well. It hurts to see him answering question that way, because to me he still is one of the best players in the game. But it seems like his confidence level are pretty low right now. And of course, I don't blame him. When you don't see result, Kevin, you start questioning yourself. And everybody around, when you already showed us a superstar status, everybody start questioning you when things are not going well. Now, if I'm Mookie, I will put that all behind and come back tomorrow. You remember how we used to prepare to go to play a Little League game?
Yep.
That you wasn't thinking about scouting report, you wasn't thinking about what people say, you wasn't thinking about what I did yesterday. When you play in Little League, Kevin, all you want to do is just go and see the ball and hit it. Try to hit it. Have fun. Because if at the end of the day, that's what the game is all about, having fun. I see my boy stressing out. Of course, he's not getting the result that he used to, but you against the wall right now. You got to go for your best. You got to get that monkey off your back, and the only way you can do it, and the only way you can survive in the jungle, is just put this behind like he did after the first game, the first loss. Just a loss. We got to come back and play tomorrow. You got to do exactly the same thing right now.
I appreciate what he said, because it's the truth. You know what I mean? Everyone, we've all been there. We've all sat there in front of our locker and said that we've been terrible. The great thing about the postseason is who cares what's happened up until a particular point. He's going to be up in Game 6 with an opportunity to do something special. And if he does do something special, no one will talk about his postseason prior to.
Preach.
You know what I mean? That's the way you have to look at it. This is over and done. You can't change it. Like I said, when you're in the postseason, we've all struggled. All eyes are on you. They're going to dissect every player, every at-bat. He'll find his way out of it. He's got to do it soon, but I like what you said. You just go, see the ball, hit the ball, because when you struggle, you start thinking about your mechanics, and my arm's here, and my shoulder's there, and I'm staying closed. You look for this, you look for that. It just confuses you. It's paralysis by analysis. Just get up there, find a pitch, get a hit, and everyone will forget about what's happened up until this point.
Captain, not so fast. I like what you said, but I disagree with you here. And here's where I disagree with you. I like what he said. That part I agree with you. What I disagree is I don't like the tonality he said it in. And I'll tell you why. Because I loved, and you loved, when he came after game 1, he goes, so what? We lost. I love that. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And the reason why is this becomes your first at-bat for Friday. You're setting the tone. And you got to trick your subconscious to basically say, I'm okay. It's Hollywood. You got to act. Act till this thing is over. You got to make sure that you don't let your guard down, because predators are watching and they're trying to take your meal. They're trying to take your food. They're trying to take your bacon. So say whatever you want, but it's how you say it that I think is more important.
Yeah, but even when you say it, right, because I've been there and I've said it, and I've felt exactly how he's felt. You know what I mean? And they have no game tomorrow. They have the day off. So a lot of times when you answer those questions, you're emotional. You feel bad. You feel like you let the team down. And that's just your body language at the particular moment. Now, fly to Toronto, wake up tomorrow, it's a whole new day.
Have a couple cocktails.
And I'm interested.
And a new place.
I'm interested, yes, you're on the road. I'm interested to see how he is tomorrow. I bet you his personality is completely different.
And fellas, we know this. It's good to go on the road when you're struggling like that. We've all struggled. We struggled worse than him. And we felt the same way. So we love Mookie. We're not being critical of Mookie.
Nah.
We're just objectively talking, trying to help him and try, what we would do.
We love Mookie.
But I think going on the road will help Mookie and will help this Dodger team get away from all this hoopla and expectations.
Two things to back up all of what you're saying. In 2001, in pregame, we showed your Mr. November home run. You had one extra base hit the entire postseason up until that point.
Nobody talks about it.
No one cares.
And we'll talk about this in the pregame show before Game 6.
100%.
But offensively, our whole team did not hit in that series. We didn't. We pitched, and we won 3 games because we just scored enough more than the other team. That's another conversation. Tune in to Game 6.
Now let me ask.
Nice tease.
Yeah, good tease. One last thing before we go to break. When does the ham sandwich come in? Toronto or on the plane ride?
I think on the plane ride. On the plane ride. We'll take some pictures.
Oh, I can't wait. We're going to Toronto.